James May, a name familiar to anyone who has ever watched car shows on TV. This British journalist became famous as one of the three legendary hosts of the show Top Gear. In this show, along with James Clarkson and Richard Hammond, he turned car test drives into a true art form. Later, James became one of the creators of the TV program The Grand Tour, proving that his love for technology knows no bounds. No bounds. But few know that off-camera, the TV star has been collecting an incredible collection for many years. From iconic cars to entire airplanes. Today, we will take a look into the treasure trove of this automotive romantic. Get ready to be amazed. We begin. Vauxhall Cavalier 1 Malawian Kwacha. James's passion for metal steeds began with his first purchased car. Vauxhall Cavalier 1 Malawian Kwacha. His debut car, bought back in '78. This modest sedan, produced by the British company Vauxhall, cost around £2,000 at the time. A decent sum for 15-year-old James. But, in the love of cars, money isn't the main thing. Under the hood was an engine with 75 horsepower, taking a leisurely 13 seconds to accelerate to 60 miles per hour. The maximum speed reached 99 miles per hour. James once recalled that the car came to him with borrowed hubcaps and a rear door of a different color. I think before James, the car had already become part of an interesting story. It was the Cavalier that laid the foundation for James's passion for cars, and as we will see later, the future TV host's taste became much more refined over time. Ferrari 458 Italia. Let's fast forward a few decades to when they stepped into the world of supercars. One of the gems of his collection became the Ferrari 458 Italia, purchased in 2010. This beauty cost James around £170,000. James's appetite certainly grew after the Cavalier for £2,000. Under the hood of the Ferrari is a 4.8 engine, delivering 562 horsepower. Want to accelerate to 62 miles per hour? In this little beauty, you'll accelerate in seconds. The top speed exceeds 201 miles per hour, making this car a true hurricane on wheels. James has often admitted that Ferrari is his weakness, and the 458 Italia with its sleek lines and engine roar became the embodiment of his automotive dream. But surprisingly, even owning such a machine, he remains true to his nickname. Captain Snail, enjoying a leisurely driving pace. Porsche 911 Turbo. Not only the Italians have captured May's heart, he also has a German beauty in his collection. James bought the Porsche 911 Turbo in 2006, paying around £100,000 for it. This car is a true icon of German manufacturing, and James, as a connoisseur of fine automobiles, couldn't pass it by. Under the hood is a powerful turbocharged engine producing 480 horsepower. It accelerates to 60 miles per hour in just seconds, with a top speed of 192 miles per hour. The Porsche 911 Turbo combines elegance and power, making it a wonderful option for adding to a collection. It's said that James loves this car for its versatility. The Porsche is great both on the track and for a leisurely drive on country roads. But that's just the beginning. Ahead, we have even more amazing cars from James May's garage. Alfa Romeo 164. Before we start discussing more modern models again, let's take a look back at May's past when he was still working as a simple journalist at Autocar magazine. In those years, his faithful companion was the Alfa Romeo 164, purchased in the late 80s for a modest £15,000. This Italian sedan was produced from 87 to 97 and became a symbol of practicality for James. Under the hood, it has a FIE6 engine with 184 horsepower. Acceleration to 60 miles per hour takes seconds. The top speed reaches 140 miles per hour. Not a supercar, of course, but for daily commutes to work and back. A quite respectable choice for those years. May loved this car so much that later, already on Top Gear, he bought another Alfa Romeo with the same engine for just £1,000. Rolls-Royce Corniche. James May values not only practicality in cars but also luxury. One of the most elegant pieces in his collection became the Rolls-Royce Corniche, purchased in 2007 for about £50,000. This convertible is the embodiment of British classic. It was produced from 1971 to 1995. For 50,000, May got not just a car, but a work of art. Under the hood is the well-known engine, an 8-cylinder with about 220 horsepower. Acceleration to 60 miles per hour takes a leisurely 10 seconds, with a top speed of 73 miles per hour. This car is not about speed, but about style. The soft leather interior, paneling made from precious woods, and refined appearance make the Corniche perfect for relaxed drives. James once said that this car is like an expensive suit you wear to feel special. Looking at James's collection, you understand? He definitely knows a thing or two about special items. BMW E3. Who would have thought that Captain Slow, a fan of roaring internal combustion engines, would one day choose an electric car? In 2014, James May purchased a BMW E3 for £35,000, surprising all his colleagues at Top Gear. This compact city hatchback is not exactly what you expect to see in the garage of someone who loves Ferraris and Porsches. The electric motor with 170 horsepower accelerates the i3 to 60 miles per hour in seconds, with a top speed limited to 93 miles per hour. A single charge range of about 186 miles makes it perfect for city trips. May admitted that he bought it out of curiosity for new technologies, but later called the i3 the car of the future. Could it be that even a retro enthusiast like James is ready to trade the roar of an engine for the silence of an electric motor? It seems there's room for everything in his collection. Bentley Mulsanne. Another example of May's love for luxury. The Bentley Mulsanne, purchased in 2011 for an impressive £230,000. This sedan is a true palace on wheels, designed for those who value comfort above all. Under the hood is a twin-turbocharged V8 producing 505 horsepower. Acceleration to 60 miles per hour takes seconds, and the top speed, 184 miles per hour. For a car weighing almost 3 tons. These are impressive numbers. But Bentley is more about the feeling of comfort than racing. The car features a spacious interior with leather and wood trim, a soft suspension, and silence even at high speeds. James has often praised the Mulsanne for its nobility and said it's the perfect car for long trips. I wonder if he often chooses it over his Ferrari? Datsun 120Y. And now for a surprise. May's collection also includes a resident from Japan, a Datsun. The 120Y, bought in the late 90s for a mere £500. This compact sedan, produced from 1973 to 1978, became a sort of guilty pleasure for James. Under the hood, it has an engine with 69 horsepower. The car accelerates to 62 miles per hour in a whole 15 seconds, and its top speed barely reaches 90 miles per hour. Nothing outstanding, but May loves it. This car for its simplicity and old-school charm. He even featured it in an episode of Top Gear, calling it an honest workhorse. Who would have thought that there would be room for such a modest car in a garage alongside a Bentley and a Ferrari? But it's these contrasts that make James May's collection so incredible. James May wouldn't be himself if there wasn't room for another Italian supercar in his collection. He acquired the Lamborghini Gallardo in 2008, paying around £130,000 for it. This bull with character was one of the most accessible Lamborghini cars of its time. However, don't think that the Gallardo falls short in power compared to other models. Under the hood is a V10 engine producing 513 horsepower. It accelerates to 62 miles per hour in just 4 seconds, and its top speed exceeds 196 miles per hour. May once joked that this car is like a teenager, loud, bold, and attention-seeking. But isn't that why we love Lamborghini? In James's garage, this car surely holds a special place. Citron AMI. Remember how James's collection has room for the most unique items? Just take a look at the Citron AMI, which James bought in the early 2000s for just £2,000. This little French car, produced from 61 to 78, looks as if it was drawn by a child. Angular body, inverted roof lines, and headlights that resemble surprised eyes. Under the hood, a 28 horsepower engine. Acceleration to 62 miles per hour? Forget it. It barely reaches a top speed of 68 miles per hour in what feels like an eternity. But May loves the Citroën for its absurdity and unique charm. He even called this marvel of engineering the ugliest car with a soul. Truly, a collection of cars. May's imagination is captivated. Luscombe 8, a silver. James's passion for technology at some point grew so much that it literally took to the skies. Yes, you guessed it. Now we're going to talk about the planes in May's collection. One of the first in his aviation collection was the Luscombe 8A Silver. It's a light single-engine aircraft, purchased in 2005 for £25,000. The Luscombe, an American beauty produced since 1937, weighs only 770 pounds and is equipped with a Continental A65 engine. It has a power of 65 horsepower. The maximum speed is 115 miles per hour, and the cruising speed is about 87 miles per hour. The range is 497 miles, which makes this aircraft perfect for short air trips somewhere over the countryside. May, being a licensed pilot, loves the Luscombe for its simplicity and ease of control. He once said it's like the bicycle among airplanes, nothing superfluous. What do you think in the sky? Does James also prefer a leisurely ride? Piper Cub. Another of May's winged treasures is the Piper J3 Cub, purchased in 2010 for £30,000. This iconic 1930s aircraft became a true aviation legend due to its reliability and ease of handling. Its steel heart, the Continental engine, accelerating the cap to a maximum of 87 miles per hour. The cruising speed is just 75 miles per hour, with a range of about 217 miles. This aircraft weighs just over 660 pounds, and it requires a runway of only a mile. James loves the Piper Cub for its vintage charm and often uses this plane for leisurely flights over the countryside. In one interview, he admitted that the Piper Cub reminds him of times when aviation was not just the science of flying, but a whole adventure. How many more birds do you think are hiding in James's hangar? Cessna 182 Skyline. James May didn't stop at small vintage planes. His collection includes something more serious as well. He bought the Cessna 182 Skyline in 2013 for £90,000. This is no longer just a tiny plane for flying over the countryside. It's a real metal hawk. This single-engine plane, produced since 1956, is equipped with a Continental 0470 engine, which has a power of 230 horsepower. The maximum speed is 173 miles per hour. Cruising speed is about 149 miles per hour, and the range reaches 1,056 miles. It weighs just over 2,200 pounds, yet it can carry up to 4 people, including the pilot. May loves the Cessna 182 for its versatility. It's like the Bentley among airplanes. Comfortable, reliable, and with ample power reserve. James even flew it across the English Channel, proving that the sky's snail captain is just as good as he is on the ground. The Havilland Tiger Moth. Let's not forget that aviation also includes military units. James is well aware of this. In 2008, May became the owner of the Havilland Tiger Moth. The legendary biplane, purchased for £40,000, this aircraft, developed in the 1930s, was used to train pilots during World War II. Inside it is a Gypsy major engine, with 130 horsepower, accelerating the Tiger Moth to a maximum of 109 miles per hour, with a cruising speed of about 90 miles per hour and a range of 301 miles. It weighs only 1,100 pounds, and its wooden frame and fabric covering are a snapshot of the aircraft construction history of those years. May, as a fan of technology with a soul, calls this plane a flying museum. They say James even wore an old flight helmet and special goggles to feel like a pilot from the 40s. A romantic. He's a romantic in the sky too. Airbike. But May's collection is not just about vintage airplanes. In 2015, he surprised everyone by purchasing an airbike, an ultralight aircraft that looks more like a bicycle with a motor. The purchase cost a modest £5,000. This strange machine weighs only 110 pounds and is equipped with a two-stroke engine with 25 horsepower. The maximum speed is 50 miles per hour. Cruising speed is about 37 miles per hour, and range is only 93 miles. Runway? A mere mile is enough to take off into the sky. The airbike is not meant for long-distance flights. However, it is useful as a kind of exercise machine. You sit in the cockpit, pedal to start the engine, and then take off like a bird. James filmed it for one of his projects, calling it the most absurd way to take to the skies. What do you think? Would you dare to fly on something like that? Supermarine Spitfire. Here's another surprise from James May's hangar. A replica of the Supermarine Spitfire, the legendary World War II fighter. A collector purchased it in 2017 for £20,000. Although it's not a real combat aircraft, but a scaled-down replica, May's passion for aviation is evident here. This model, built by enthusiasts, is equipped with a 100-horsepower engine, a maximum speed of 137 miles per hour, a cruising speed of about 112 miles per hour, and a range of 249 miles. The Spitfire weighs about 880 pounds, and the runway needed is only in miles. May has often said that the Spitfire is his favorite aircraft in history. Even though this version did not fight against German fighters, he still adores this replica for its attention to detail and flight characteristics. It is said that James even considered buying a real Spitfire, but the price in the millions of pounds is holding him back for now. But perhaps the desire to own such a marvel of engineering will prevail. Slingsby T-67 Firefly. James seems to have decided that his collection wouldn't be complete without a plane with a training background. In 2016, he acquired a Slingsby T-67 Firefly for £35,000. The Firefly itself is a light training aircraft that was used by the Royal Air Force of the United Kingdom for pilot training. This single-engine aircraft, produced since the 1980s, is equipped with a Lycoming 0320 engine with 160 horsepower. Its maximum speed is 151 miles per hour, cruising speed is about 130 miles per hour, and its range is 472 miles. It weighs only 1,653 pounds, and for takeoff, it requires miles of runway. May loves the Firefly for its maneuverability and simplicity. It's like a sports car in the sky, only with a propeller. James even joked that he could teach his Top Gear colleagues to fly on such a plane. This aircraft is yet another testament to May's love for good engineering. That's the incredible collection of James May. From a humble sedan to a full fighter jet. Which car or plane from his arsenal surprised you the most? Write your opinion in the comments. Like and subscribe if you want to learn about even more interesting collections.